Good afternoon. It's time for the Sunday review. Cheers. I say Sunday review, the lazy Sunday chat. This is the American week. It's pretty much finished now, but thought I'd give it a little show out today. I mean, the colours pretty good, still hazy. Not the best of caps for it. Aroma, big on banana. It really is big on the banana. I was reading, I think it was yesterday, the John Palmer Brew Classic Styles book, and he was talking about Hefeweizen and the yeast. What is the best temperature to get the right sort of balance between banana ester and clove ester and not overpower the beer at the same time. And apparently, I think it was 18 degrees, no, 17 degrees he'd found. This was brewed at 25, so getting a lot of banana. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the banana, but I'll get the citra now as well. This changes daily, I find. Sat in the cake, it really has been changing daily. Some days you're getting citrus, some days you weren't, some days you're getting banana, you're getting a bit of clove now and then, or other days it was like huge banana. At the minute it is quite strong on the old banana. But you're getting the clove, you get a touch of the clove and the citrus on the taste. So, let's talk about the last week. Before we go into me, I would talk about the rest of the brewing community, so to speak. I noticed that beer engines are the new must-have thing for this year. So I'm on the scout for one myself. I've always fancied one. I've got an old keg barrel thing, pressure barrel. So I've got a pressure barrel, and I'd like to connect that up to a beer engine, possibly. Anyway, I haven't got one yet myself. I noticed quite a lot of Dude's Brews. Dickie's got a video up of repairing and cleaning one up and getting one up and running. So good video that by Dude's Brews. So if you get the chance, watch that. What else have we seen this week? Oh, I noticed Mr. Eric Bennett's polished his handle up nice. It's looking really nice and shiny, and he's got his up and running. There's Hughes Brews, Mr. Graham Hughes, he's got his fixed up and running. Tom Dolly's got one now, he's bought a couple, he's trying to refurb, get fixed up. So it does seem to be, they are the thing to get this year. So I might jump on that bandwagon myself, to be honest. I do fancy a bit of Hamble Yorkshire Bitter. Ooh, yes, suit you. What else have we seen this week? Trying to think. Big Banana's started chucking up a few of his reviews, and I noticed he did the one where I was in it myself, and that was quite amusing for me to see when you're changing the backdrops all the time, and then to see my own shed in the background, and then to realise it was actually me talking. So that was funny. He did let me see it beforehand, see what I thought, and I thought it was funny. So yeah, cheers, Mr. Big Banana. Anything else I've seen and watched? I've watched loads this week. Yorkshire Homebrew Tony, I watched his video on what he has on tap at the minute in bottle. That was quite good. See his selection that he has to drink, quite a good selection. It must have been fun making that video. So he had 6 beers up and running, so he did like a couple of tap beers, and the rest were bottles he's obviously opened, so he had to drink them. So I bet that was a fun session afterwards. What else have we watched this week? Do you know what? So many, and I commented on so many. I noticed the 1 litre chug challenge that's going in the US at the minute, that a lot of people are looking to get in on. I saw, is it Heavy Metal Brewing? Yeah, it hit 11 seconds, and a lot of the comments were like, wow, that's amazing, oh, you're gonna smash this thing. And I mean, I got 11 seconds last time when I did it, and I came second because Big John was almost twice as quick with his 6 second drink. I mean, 6 seconds, he just straight down, isn't it? I think what it is people who've had their tonsils removed have an advantage. I think there should be a two. You should do it with 2 brackets, one for people who've had tonsils removed and one for the rest of us, because I think that's what does it. And was it Mr. Steve Ogden? He won the very first one, I think. Before, I don't think Big John was in on that one, and he was quite a fast time. And I think he's another who's had his tonsils removed. I think having your tonsils removed is the way. I'm not going to have it done, especially to win the Chug Challenge, mind, because that would just be silly. But yeah, I think there should be 2 brackets for that. I do think they've got an advantage there. On to my week then, because I can't think of anything else. If I do, I'll talk about it there and then. I did see Hughes Brews doing some beer reviews there, and I can't remember whose beers he was doing now. I watched it and it looked a lovely beer. It sounded, oh yes, Johnny Apples. Yeah, so Mr. Johnny Apples, his beers he was reviewing is Midwestern. Was it Midwest Pale Ale or something? I think it was. He said it was lovely anyway. So he's got a couple of beers of them to try. So it'd be nice to see a bit more of Hughes Brews doing a few more videos. There's a few more people getting their brewing done. There was another fella I watched as well, and I can't remember. It's something like McCostal Brews or something. Irish guy. He sent beers to Big Banana and Do's Brews, and he's now got that papping yourself moment when you first send your beers out to someone that you've never done it before, to another beer person or viewer, etc., and you suddenly you're like, what are they going to be like? So yes, I watched his video. I'm really sorry if I've forgotten the name of your channel. I'm terrible with names at the best of times, and I have just this week I watched lots and lots of brewing videos, old and new, catching up. I have an apology to make to Mr. Peter Hodges, because apparently I keep calling it his channel the Watford Gap. It's not the fucking Watford Gap, it's the Watford Junction. I should know that really, because Watford Gap's more of a road thing, and Watford Junction is a train thing, and I do have an interest in trains, so I should really remember that. And so does Peter, he likes his trains. Oh yeah, so we'll get back onto what I've done with the week. I've done 2 brews this week. I did my first New England IPA since I think 2018. Now I'm going with 2018 because I think the last one I ever did, I did send out a few. Yeah, I did used to send beers out to people, and I really should get back onto that and get that sorted. So I have a book of names of people I owe beers to, I think it is, and I promise, get sorted and get some out this year, as many as I can, to as many people I owe, because I do owe quite a few. So guess what? I noticed that it was Rusty Homebrew. I think he was the last person to get one of my New England IPAs that I ever did, and that was in 2018. I saw that video. So I've done one this year, and I'm going to go back, and I've got my tablet this time, so I can remember things now. So let's go to what I did. The first recipe I did, was my New England IPA, and it was, let's have a look. Wow. 5 kilos of Maris, kilo of Pilsner, kilo of Wilt wheat malt, half kilo of maltodextrin, and 200 grams of Munich. No oats whatsoever. No, I'm still a bit wary of putting oats in things. It's just because I am. Hops. I did a boil edition. 6 grams of Galaxy. Yeah, a whole 6 grams of Galaxy. 60 minutes. And then at flame out, 78 grams of Galaxy, 25 grams of Citra, and 60 grams of mosaic. See, I'm going, yeah, you see where I'm going with that? So then I've got the dry hop to do still. I'm waiting till the fermenter crashes right down. I'm doing about 7 days normal fermentation. I think that should do it, about 7 days. So I did this on Thursday. Yeah, we're on Sunday now, so and it's bubbling away nicely. So give it 7 days, and then I'm going to drop it to 14. Kind of. I'm going to bring it in here because I don't actually have a temperature controller for the conical. Don't have a glycol chiller, and I'm not paying 50 odd quid for what literally is you just buckets of ice, using buckets of ice to chill it. It just seems pointless. For a pump and some piping, I may as well save the money and get the fucking glycol chiller when I can afford it. Right, so yeah, so I'm going to get it crashed down to about 14, and I've made a special pipe, not a special pipe, just cobbled together a pipe, which is, yeah, it's not the cleanest of looking things, but it's only for CO2. So the plan is stick this end on the fermenter and this end onto the CO2. So this goes at the bottom of the fermenter where you draw the beer out of, and put that on, connect this up to the CO2, turn it on to about 1 to 2 psi, open the tap, and then stop the beer coming out and try and push CO2 up. I want to get enough into the fermenter lid, etc., and keep it going in there as I put the dry hop in. Then I can leave that, and then when it comes to cold crashing, it's just going to drop slowly in here. It's just going to be in here. I've been checking the weather, and we're looking at some 3 and 4 degree nights, so hopefully it should get low enough to cold crash it a bit, and it won't do much. I know it will be dry O2 at that point, so once again I'll probably be using this to push some more CO2 back into the top for when I then put it into the keg. And I'm trying to do my best to keep as much O2 out of this as possible. But obviously back in the day, sorry, I got pipes falling over. Right, so back in the day, yeah, didn't really take much notice, and I know I sent one to Graham, Mr. Graham Preston, and it came out brown, and it was a bit, it didn't go out too good. Yeah, so we'll be trying our best to avoid that. Oh yes, the final dry hop is 40 grams of mosaic, 50 grams of galaxy, 25 grams of citra, and that was with the verdant yeast. That was sort of I had a glass jar that I drew off from the bottom of the conical, a full glass, half glass. One of these filled with the yeasty, trubby stuff, and I pitched that in, and I took off next day, and I'm fermenting it at 20 degrees, and I'll do this no, this is what's happening. For 7 days it's going to be at 20 degrees, then I'm going to push it up to 22 for 2 days for a diacetyl rest, then I'm going to drop it down to 14, and then cold crash. Do that for 2 days with the dry hop. I haven't done a first dry hop. I know for the bio transformation that everybody likes, I'm going with the verdant way, because they don't bother. The belief is there's enough hop matter transferred into the fermenter that when the yeast goes in anyway, you're getting that biotransformation sort of pretty much immediately. And I did notice that the top of the yeast was quite green. It's quite a bit of hop matter in there already. So that, I think, will be enough for the biotransformation, and it stops wastage. I think wastage of hops, because it doesn't need that much, and it doesn't need to be in that long. I don't think that's another matter as well, keeping the yeast out of it for as long as possible. So that was Thursday's brew. It's going away nicely, smells fantastic, and we'll see how it goes. Then the next brew, I was really struggling to think of something to brew. I didn't know what to brew. Then Mr. Steve Ogden posted a picture of his, I wouldn't say it's his Harry Brew Vacant Gesture clone, but it was a riff on it kind of thing. He just decided to over ramp the whole mosaic hop thing and ramp that up a bit. And I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, I'd like to do that. So I gave him the recipe and I'm like, how does that compare to the original? So I found out Harry's actual video on it from YouTube and decided it's probably better if I try to do the original first, see what that is like. I mean, I've tried it. I've been to his pub, been for a Retford meetup, and I have tried it, I believe. There was a bit of an issue possibly that one of the kegs that was on wasn't actually the Vacant Gesture, it might have been something else, but we had keg and cask and we were testing between the two to see which we preferred and such. So anyway, going back to it, I decided to go with the Vacant Gesture. So I copied his recipe that he put up. I know he said it was for 500 litres, so I copied that exactly, and then used the ratio, changed it for I believe what the term is, bear with me and I'll tell you what the term I'm trying to think of is. So I'm trying to find the recipe. Anyway, it broke it down into, there's Harry's Vacant Gesture. Right, edit Harry's Vacant Gesture. Right, it doesn't tell me there anyway. Yeah, so I then broke that down. It did proper ratios for a 23 litre brew, so I did that on Sunday. The idea was, not Sunday, that's today. Yesterday, Saturday. The plan was yesterday just to get prepped for Monday. I was going to brew on Monday. So I got prepped early in the morning. I was just there. And everyone else was out the house. And I just thought, well, I might as well do it now then. I may as well do it now. I can have this done and still be finished in time for making dinner and not trouble anyone. So I decided to, sod it, let's do it. So I did that yesterday, and so that was using extra pale malt, 3.24 kilos, which is 78.1% of the grain bill. Wheat malt at 0.83 kilos, which was 20% of the grain bill. And then some caramel crystal 10, which is 0.08 kilos, 1.9% of the grain bill. 27 grams of Challenger at 60 minute, Mosaic 26 grams at flame out at 80, and then I've got 2 dry hops of Mosaic again, 37.35 grams for each, one at 5 days to go and one with 3 days to go. So they're the hops, and obviously with USO 5. So that came out well. Oh, the missus is here. Alright. Just a second. Do you want to say hello to everyone?
No, you're recording.
Alright, yes. Yeah, no, I'm recording.
Right. No. My dad says when the thing is ready.
Bear with me. Sorry about that. Where was I? Yeah. So this was, this didn't go as well as I thought. It's supposed to come out, I mean, putting it together as it was, I'm ending it with what's going to be a 4.8% beer, which is nowhere near the 3.8% beer that Harry gets. Using the ratios, he does. I remember scaling it, that was it, I scaled it, so I maybe need to scale it back even further. Anyway, original OG was supposed to come out 1.044, it didn't. That came out 1.054, so it's ridiculously. It's meant to come down to 1.008, who knows if it will. IBUs is about 25.9, and that's about spot on, because I wanted about, his is 26 IBUs, that's what you want to be aiming for, I know. Yeah, I do think that with my water additions, I'm getting a much higher efficiency than before, which makes sense. But it's like it was meant to be about 78% efficiency, and that was about right. Now I've had to move it up to about 83% efficiency to get the similar sort of numbers as I actually got. So that's a big change, and yet My bears never seem to suffer for it before. It may be better now, I suppose. Take this. This is no, this never had water treatment. This American weed. The spring beer did, and that the first one that came out really nice. Well, once I got rid of the diacetyl, shall I say. Did I not do a water treatment for the American weed? No, I didn't. Anyway, yes. So water treatments on both brews this week. Yeah, so I'm having to look into my efficiencies because it's getting a bit silly, the numbers I'm getting that I shouldn't be getting. So I'm gonna have to. I can cut things back a bit now. Save a bit more grain. Right, well, that is pretty much everything, I suppose. Walking this week, I did a 13-mile, 20-kilometre walk on Monday. Didn't do anything Tuesday. I was a bit sore from that. Wednesday working. Thursday, my shin again. It just seemed to really sore, flared up again. The tendon in my shin. So I didn't do anything Friday or Saturday. I did the brewing, but we did a walk this morning. Just a family walk, steady away for a couple of hours. That was about 9 kilometres, something like that, I think. So we'll see how it goes. I've got to keep an eye on this tendon because it is a bit sore here and there at times. Just make it a bit awkward to do any walking. So I don't want something like that happening, say mid-walk on there. Middle of the moors, like say late afternoon or something, suddenly go down and not be able to get back up. That would be a problem. Football, Liverpool won on Monday against Wolves 1-0. I think they were a bit lucky. I saw the highlights, didn't watch it. It's just these days. I noticed Trent Alexander-Arnold didn't get into the England team. Good. As fair as I can see. If they don't want him, good, we'll keep him and keep him fit because Liverpool and England don't go together. It just end up with so many injuries coming from these pointless games that are just nothing, are they? I know we've got the Euros this year and they do need to get the team sorted and stuff, but yeah, whatever. I think I'll leave it there on that bitter note. So 22 minutes, a lot slower, a lot quicker than last week, I know, so someone might actually watch this one to the end or not, don't know. So if you have made it this far, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.